Welcome to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danica. Along with me, we have Trinisha Hayes, who is a member of St. Mary Parish Toastmasters, but not just a member. She wears a couple of titles, and that is Vice President of Education as well as Vice President of Public Relations. So tell me, what brings you here to KWBJ?
We're having open enrollment in the next couple of months, and we really just want to put it out there again, remind everybody that we are there, and hopefully grow our club.
So I will tell you, when I heard Toastmasters for the very first time, I thought it was a wine club. Okay, forgive me. I mean, if you are just like me, I'm glad I'm not alone. But also, I thought maybe it was a bread club. So please, for those individuals who are like, okay, I think I've heard of Toastmasters, I don't know what it is, tell me what it is.
Toastmasters is a international club, and it focuses on building leaders and communicators, better communicators. And we have different club outlines that we do, but pretty much it's the same format at every meeting. But we're really helping build leaders and communicators.
So you said international, so this is all over
the world.
Okay,
Correct,
and it's
correct.
right here in St. Mary Parish.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so another chapter. So how did you learn about Toastmasters?
It was on a whim. I had just given a public speech to a group of teenagers, and at the time I worked as a librarian for St. Mary Parish, which my focus then was teens. However, when I got up to give my speech, I was so nervous. I was sweating. Every time I would look down on my speech where I typed it out, I forget where I was. And I have hopes of being a public speaker professionally at some point in my life, so I knew at that moment that I needed help. So the very next day, I got on Facebook and typed in speech clubs, and St. Mary Parish was actually having an open house the following day. So I went and I joined.
Okay. So glossophobia is what they call it. That's the fear of public speaking. And that's actually like the #1 fear in the world. That is amazing that folks are really deathly afraid of speaking in front of audiences or even one-on-one sometimes. You have people who say, I'm such an introvert, but you still can have a connection to public speaking.
Correct.
And is it just public speaking when it comes to Toastmasters? Because some people say, well, I don't have any desires to be a professional speaker whatsoever. Who could use Toastmasters?
Anybody, anyone. Stay-at-home moms. If you're trying to advance inside of your career, you can use it. If you just want to become a better speaker one-on-one with your coworkers or with your kids, I find that I'm a better mom. So it's helping me be a better parent with my kids. I listen more now. So anyone 18 and older, you can benefit from Toastmasters.
You say that's good because I'm now married, so it makes me a better listener. Tell my husband that. It's very good with my active listening now. So I like that you said that it made you a better mom, and you even invited stay-at-home moms to come be a part of Toastmasters.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I get it. It is very hard to get out of the house once you are in, especially with kids and after-school activities, but we've made it convenient for anyone who did want to visit our club. We now meet hybrid, so don't let that be an excuse not to come, that, you have kids, but literally Toastmasters is for anyone. And I promise you visit the club once. Most of our members are one-time visitors that have joined. So if you visit once, you'll definitely see the benefits, and it's fun.
Well, tell me where you're located and how often do you meet?
Okay, we are located at the St. Mary Chamber of Commerce. We meet the second and the fourth Thursday of every month. We actually have our first meeting of the new year this Thursday. So we meet at 5:30. Social hour starts at 5:15. So please stop in and familiarize yourself with everyone before we get started. But the invitation is definitely out to everyone.
Yes. So it is kind of an after work type of venue. How long do you meet?
We like to keep it at an hour, but sometimes we go to like an hour and 15 minutes, but we are really respectful of everyone's time, especially on a weeknight.
Yeah. Well, since you've been a part of it, you said that you become a better mom, but if you can, just kind of tell us what your growth has been like, if you can describe that.
If you would have seen me, my first speech I've given, within the club, I was nervous, but I am a better speaker. I communicate better. It's helped me advance my career. I've changed careers since starting Toastmasters. I'm no longer a librarian. I'm with the St. Mary Chamber of Commerce, and I'm doing really well and advancing.
All right. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about St. Mary Parish Toastmasters. And I've been talking about this like I have no connection to it, but we'll talk a little bit about even my connection when we come back. Stay right here on The Voice of the Coast. Like, welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danica Long. With me, we have Trinisha Hayes, who's the Vice President of Education as well as Public Relations with St. Mary Parish Toastmasters. Now, I'm doing this interview as if I know nothing about Toastmasters, but it's already been put out there. It's been publicized. I, too, am a part of Toastmasters, and through Toastmasters, I participated in a speech contest. There's a whole story about that because it really was not supposed to be, oh, Danica, you're going to be in a speech contest. I consider myself the unofficial cheerleader of Toastmasters. And I thought that if I just put my name in the hat, everyone else would join me. And we needed at least 3 volunteers to participate. Well, I was one of 3, and I thought I was going to be able to back out if another person joined. But no, so I ended up going through with it. Long story short, I was in it, then I got out of it because I placed 3rd, but I was placed back in. Came back, and I will tell you, I'm just happy to say that I won the district level, which is the District 68, which is Louisiana. And I don't know if they consider parts of Mississippi a part of it too, but
Yes.
what have you, I won that, and I was
Mississippi
like
and Texas.
so surprised. And now we're in a new year, and we're switching roles. You're now in the International Speech Contest for
Yes.
District 68. How does it feel?
I'm excited. I am so excited. Last year when I participated, it was in the table topics portion, which is just a 1 to 2 minute speech on a topic that they present to you. You have no clue what it is. But within that contest, I actually made it to the division level and placed there. I didn't go past that. But this year, I'm competing in the international contest, which is a 5 to 7 minute speech. And I am so excited. We compete this Saturday in Lafayette for the area contest. So I'm excited.
Yes. So, I mean, and look, I decided not to put my name in a hat because I just would love for that win to come back home to St. Mary
bringing it
Parish.
back.
Yes. And there's several levels. So right now we're on the 2nd level.
Yes.
And they're about, maybe if I think right, maybe about 6 levels before you get to semifinals. And I don't know, I really was excited about that. I was like, oh my goodness, if I could make it to semifinals, that means it's going to the World Championships. And
Yes.
that would be quite an accomplishment. But we are rooting for you.
Thank
as well
you.
as Leslie Bingham, who's also a member of St. Mary Parish Toastmasters, who too will be competing in that same contest.
Yes.
So being that you started in 2019, I know your story, and I also know your growth. You can see the growth in yourself. Can you see beyond the sweat that you said?
Yes. I still get nervous sometimes, but I think that is a natural reaction for anyone that's getting up and putting themselves in front of people to speak publicly. However, I've advanced in my communication. I wouldn't even be up here doing this interview. I wouldn't be in no speech contest. However, I have grown, and it's evident. It's evident in my career. Again, I have changed careers since then, but it's the networking. It's the networking that has opened the door for me to be in that career as well. I can speak forever on the networking, but it's where most of our members who come here say that they've stayed, and it's what made them join was mostly the networking.
Yeah, and members, by members, that it could be anybody, but we do get a lot of company people. So
Exactly.
companies pay
Yes.
for their employees to take
Yes.
Toastmasters.
You mentioned, were we still meeting at Inamore? We had 4 Inamore employees who actually joined our club. Due to their workload, they're not actively involved right now. However, it is open for anyone that, even if it's not for you and you believe that, hey, Joe Blow would really advance and it would help his presentation skills when doing meetings. If you find anyone in your company, sponsor them, send them here. Even just tell them come visit. I promise you they'll see the benefits.
Yes, there's always something about employee development. I mean, you want to have a top-notch employee base. But tell me, well, actually, I want to say that we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more because I know folks are like, okay, this sounds pretty good. So how can I get in touch? So come on back. We'll have contact information coming up shortly, right here on the Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. My guest is Trinisha Hayes. She is the Vice President of Education as well as the Vice President of Public Relations with St. Mary Parish Toastmasters. That is quite long. So that's why we have that acronym VPE and VPPR. Why do you have two titles?
I'm good at them both.
Oh,
Just
go
kidding.
ahead. I love it.
I'm
the
good
confidence.
at them both. But we do votes. We have our members nominate who they believe would best excel at the different officers' positions in our club. Last year, I did serve as the Vice President of Education, and when I say I was good at it, I was good at it. And I enjoy making sure that our members are informed, and I enjoy pushing them through their pathway to be better.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now there is something that yes, we have our local club, but we also have the district, and they kind of help govern us. Because some folks say, well, how do you know how to run a club when where? But there's a curriculum.
Exactly.
So there is something there in place, and as well, all that comes down from the international, actual organization. Tell me about Pathways. What is Pathways?
Pathways is Toastmasters learning curriculum. And the way it is set up, there's I think 11 paths now that you can choose. So you would take a questionnaire assessment, and it would tell you once you're done, based on your answers to these questions, we think that this one would be best for you. This one will best help you. So with each of those, they're broken down into 5 different levels, and inside each level is about 3 to 5 different speeches before you can go to the next level. And these speeches, inside these levels, these speeches are pretty much outlined. A lot of people get a little taken aback when they say, oh, it's like a class, but you choose your topics you want to speak on. You just have certain guidelines that would help you become a better speaker. Like, this speech is on teaching you how to effectively give gestures. This speech is on voice reflection. This speech is on organization. So it's broken down to where it helps you. There's different electives where you can present an idea to a panel. It teaches you how to do that. So if you're in your career and you need to know how to present, it's for that. It's for presentations. It's all broken down to highlight where you would be able to excel.
Okay. So just for us to really really hone in and understand, what is your pathway?
I am actually on my second pathway. I've completed my first one. It took about 1.5 years, but I did complete my first one, which was innovative planning. And that taught me how to plan events, plan meetings, plan programs as well. And that really helped in my career as a librarian. And my current pathway is presentation mastery. And I believe this one is going to help me a lot in my new job at the St. Mary Chamber of Commerce.
Okay. And that's what I really wanted people to understand, because I'm going to tell you, I was in the seat of those who are watching and saying, what is this? What are all these acronyms? What's going on? And speaking of an acronym, there is one, particularly is the Toastmasters Leadership Institute, right? And it's TLI. So again, kind of tell us about that too, because I know folks are saying, well, again, how do you know what to do at the local level?
So the Toastmasters Leadership Institute, it is for all members and not just the executive officers. And what it is, we meet twice a year. We just had our last one this past weekend. It was a hybrid event where you could have attended in person or via Zoom. And it's training us as members, it trains us as officers so that we can make sure that we are making sure our members get value and we're doing it the right way.
Yes. About how many members are a part of Toastmasters? St. Mary, that is.
So, in a world, it's a lot.
Okay.
But St. Mary Parish Toastmasters, we started with 18 this year, and we're at 16 now.
And I know you're right, it is a lot. Can you kind of maybe quote out, throw out a roundabout number, because it's quite a lot to know that. I want to know why. What's
Hundreds
the
of
network?
thousands. It's hundreds of thousands within the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. So there
And
you go.
district-
All right.
Exactly. District 68 itself comprises of Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. So it's a lot of us.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. We got one more segment to go, so come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Again, our guest is Trinisha Hayes, who is the VPE as well as VPPR. And if you're just joining us, that's Vice President of Education and Vice President of Public Relations with St. Mary Parish Toastmasters. You just mentioned something that I hope has resonated with the individuals at home, that this is an international organization, which means there are thousands and thousands upon thousands of people who are a part of this network. We're just one little small chapter in just a big old puzzle. And when I tell you that that speech contest that's coming up on Saturday, if we can bring that home, even on just the district level, you still have an opportunity to compete on the world stage. Last year they held it in Nashville. It was here, but sometimes it's held in another country.
Exactly.
So, girl, if you
I want to go to another country.
I know. I want to go with you. Sorry, y'all, we sidetracked. If you go, I want to go.
You definitely coming. Be the
But,
cheerleader.
Yes, I'm going to tell you, folks at home are probably like, but I am extremely, extremely fearful of talking in front of people. What do you say?
That is okay. There is no pressure at our meetings. There is no pressure to even get up and speak. We might encourage you. However, it's all at your own pace. Even the Pathways curriculum, it is at your own pace, which is probably why it took me almost 2 years to complete my first pathway. But it's okay. We're all supportive. It's the most encouraging club you will find.
With that said, now you can breathe. How do we get in contact with you?
You can follow us on Facebook, St. Mary Parish Toastmasters. It will give you our meeting information, Zoom information, and our email as well. You can Google us on Google and go to St. Mary Parish Toastmasters, and it'll pull you up to our website.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that there's open enrollment. Do I need to wait, or can I come anytime?
No, you can come anytime. You can visit. There is no pressure to join. You can visit a few times before you decide that this is, in fact, something that you could benefit from. But it's, again, no pressure. Just come check us out.
And you said something, visit as, a few times. I think when I joined the same night that I visited.
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too. And that's why I challenge people. Just come see us, because not just myself, but multiple members have joined the first night, because you will see the benefits, and it's so much fun. We have fun. Sometimes we drink a little wine, but we have fun.
Is it the wine or is it the learning? I don't know.
It's learning while you're drinking wine. What's better?
All right. There you go. We're going to have droves of people coming up now.
BYOB though.
So the open enrollment, tell me more about that. When is that?
We do open enrollment twice a year. We are a little ahead of the game this year. Open enrollment starts March 1st. However, you are more than welcome to visit this Thursday. You're more than welcome to visit next month if you choose, but you can join at any point. It is prorated if you did join, and the fees are really nominal to join.
Okay, because that's what I was going to ask you. You say you've been a part of this a couple of years. So
I've been here a couple years. Look, I am proud to say I am a single mother and I live on a budget, but I have been here since 2019 and I haven't stepped away yet, so it says a lot.
So are your members all in person?
No, we meet via Zoom. Since COVID, we had to adapt, and we've stuck with it because we want to be more convenient with everyone else.
And I think, if I'm right, there's even a member who's in Oklahoma.
Yes. She's actually one of our officers as well. She's our immediate past president, and she serves as secretary this year, and she lives all the way in Oklahoma. So, it's anywhere. Speaking
of which, and I have to say this because you mentioned Oklahoma, or I mentioned it, but you can visit any Toastmasters. And I'm going to tell you, I visited, I wasn't actually involved in a club meeting in the Philippines virtually.
I think it was like at midnight.
Yes, it was so interesting. Yes.
Yes. We have an actual running contest within our club to try to get members to actually visit other clubs. That way, you're not just learning from us. You'll be able to get feedback from other people as well within the organization.
Yes. So for the members who have joined, and we have people who have their own reasons for joining. Not everybody wants to be a professional speaker.
Exactly.
Not everyone wants to, get up and do reports or have to do reports. What are some other reasons that people join?
It's the networking.
That's really what it is.
It's the networking. Just last night, I called our members just to do an evaluation, and lots of them said they're here for the network, and it's the people that keep them here.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much. Again, as you said, if you'd like to know more about St. Mary Parish Toastmasters, do a quick Google search, but also check them out on Facebook. And if you'd like to know more about the actual international organization, you can do, again, another Google search, as well as Google me, baby. Make sure to subscribe to KWBJ TV 22. You guys take care. Be safe.